Now, if you've been waiting for the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 LTE version, you're going to want to watch this video. This is EBPMAN Tech Reviews, and today we're going to do an unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 LTE, and we're going to compare it to its predecessors. Let's get right to it. Now, a few weeks ago, we did the unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 Bluetooth version. So today, we're going to unbox the LTE version. And as you can see here, I have the full lineup of the Samsung Galaxy Watch family so that you can make the best purchasing decision, especially with the holidays around the corner. So let's get right to it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
Now, the version of the Samsung Galaxy Watch that we're looking at here, the Active 2, is the LTE 44mm version. So we'll go ahead and start taking this out. And the first thing that you will be greeted with is a little transparency here, film that highlights the fact that the bands are replaceable. And you'll see by the bands that I have here, the watches, each one of these has a different look. And that's because I'm able to switch bands. And we have lots of videos on bands. It's something that I highly recommend, especially for the holidays. So if you know someone who has a Galaxy Watch, you can give them a band. And I'm telling you, it just changes your experience with the watch completely. So here we have our watch. And we'll go ahead and take this guy out and put him to the side. And this is the stainless steel version. We'll remove this from here. Here you have a band set. So we're going to see what we have in here. And yeah, this is keyed or color coded to the watch. So we'll take that off. And actually, as opposed to being, so this is the active Bluetooth, same length strap, but you'll notice that this one right here is kind of the silicone one, and this one is a leather one. So it's almost as if when we're looking at the Galaxy Watch Active 2, the leather version indicates that this is kind of like almost like a business, a more classier version. But you can get silicone bands as well, as we've indicated before. So you have your bands. I'm going to put that over to the side. See what else we have in the box. I bet you we're going to have just miscellaneous content. Yeah, so these are user guides and things like that. We'll throw that to the side. And then this is probably going to be the charging brick or cable. Let's see. Yeah, this is the charging cable. So here you have the actual charging cable, and it's a magnetic one, so as soon as you put your watch on it, it's going to connect. So let's take a closer look at the watch now. Now, as we focus on the watch, we'll go ahead and remove the wrapper around it. And here we have our watch. And very similar. If we were to compare this to the Bluetooth version, and then this one is with the black treatment, you'll notice that exactly the same. Everything looks the same, and as if we flip this over, it even from a thickness perspective, despite the fact that this one has an antenna, right, for the cell phone, they seem and feel the same. From a weight perspective, I don't really see a difference. I don't feel a difference just by holding it in my hand. And the batteries are exactly the same. So the battery capacity is absolutely the same. You'll notice that the buttons are the same. Pinhole mic is the same. As we flip this up on the top, you'll notice it's the same. As we flip it this way, you can see the speaker right there. There's nothing on the bottom, right? As we flip this over, you'll notice that they look identical, right? Except this one has is cellular capable. Now, as we consider the cellular capable capabilities, one thing to highlight is that this does not have a physical SIM, it uses an eSIM. Activation for this is a little bit tricky depending on your carrier. You do need a QR code, so if you do get the unlocked version at Best Buy or somewhere else, you're going to have to visit your carrier to get like an activation code or QR code when you go through the activation process. But there's no problem with you using this if you get the cellular version in its normal form, Bluetooth only. But if you have the cell version, I'm sure you got it because you want to connect it. So this is, at least from a physical perspective, let's go ahead and turn it on and we'll connect the bands and we'll see how it works. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the bands to our watch just to make it complete. So I already have one connected and I'm going to show you how I did the second one. So we're going to take our band, put the first piece in right there. And once we get that first piece in, I'm going to move this one into place, and then I'll just play with it until it kind of falls into place. Sometimes it may pop out just like that, that's fine. You know, I'm just going to move it until it finds its location, and actually it already did. So that's what it will look like with the straps on. If I put it on my wrist, it looks just like the other one, so what we'll do is we'll put them side by side. Again, but the only difference is the leather. Now, I prefer the larger size because if we take a look at this one, this is Nilda's, and notice how it's much smaller on my wrist. And then you have, this is the Galaxy watch. This is last year's version, and it has a ring key bezel on it that gives it this little different look. So this is what this one looked like. So there's a substantial difference in size. Look at that, right? So if you like the smaller size, then go with this one. If you like the one that has a larger action bezel, you know, it's a more robust watch, then you can definitely go with that. Now, there's still other watches that are available on the market today. So this is the Classic. And the Classic looks like this one right here, but it's also larger. So we're going to put them side by side so you can see the size. See, it's pretty big. And then the last one, and this is actually one of my favorites, is the Frontier, because it looks like a pretty military watch. So that's what it looks like. All right, so now as we compare these watches to each other, let's talk about some of the differences. So if you're looking for cellular capabilities, I'm just going to move this away. All of these have cellular capabilities. You have a Bluetooth variant and a non-Bluetooth variant, right? So all of these have that. All of these have speakers, and these, I would say, are the ones that you can use if you want to be going into a swimming situation. I actually prefer these two for swimming, right? And if you want to be able to listen to music directly on the watch, then all of these three are going to be able to support listening to music on the watch. This one right here will only serve as a remote control because it doesn't have an onboard speaker. So that's one thing to note. The battery life, I'd say that my experience is that I get 4 to 5 days out of these with the tips and tricks that I indicated in my videos. Now, what I find is that these, I can go much longer than these. For whatever reason, I just think that the battery life is a little bit better. But I'm able to get on this one, I've been doing a lot of testing. This one I actually had this week, I was charging it. I charged it on Sunday, and I had the watch on Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through Thursday, and it had one charge. That's taking text messages, looking at the time, using it as a smartwatch, but not for phone calls, right? So it was able to give me a little bit over 3.5, 4 days of use. But again, these both have the same battery capacity. I'm going to see how this one performs because I just got this one today. Now, as we take a closer look at the watch itself, a couple things I'm just going to highlight that I really enjoy. First of all, the watch faces. There are so many different watch faces that you can choose from. But first of all, to change a watch face, all you do is you press and hold here, and then you have several watch faces that you can use. You can have one that has multiple time zones. You can go one that looks maybe a little bit more sporty, a basic one. Again, a full host of watch faces. And you're not limited to the watch face that you have available on the screen because there are several other watch faces that you can download from your phone. Now, you do have a bezel. So you notice that this one right here has a rotating physical bezel. Well, here you have a digital bezel so that as you rotate, you can actually move around and get to other areas within your watch. Now, menuing is pretty straightforward. If you want to go to your toggles, all you do is you swipe down. If you want to see what other watch faces or widgets you have, because this also has widgets, you just swipe, and you can start seeing like all the different widgets. Now, from a workout perspective, the watch has matured quite a bit. You do have running capabilities, you have circuit training, and you have other workouts, and you can add a series of workouts. And I just wanted to show you all the different workout types you can have. So you have arm curls, arm extensions, back extensions, bench presses. Look at all these burpees, crunches, cycling. Now, the watch will also auto-detect your workouts, and I'm just going through them rather quickly. You can automatically detect if you're walking, if you're running, or if you're biking. It does a really good job. I'll tell you that it hasn't identified if you know you're doing Pilates, if I'm doing a plank, if I'm doing pull-ups. Those type of activities it hasn't really detected. But in my experience, the walking, the running, the cycling, it does. And then what I do is when I'm working out, I just make sure that if I am someone who does a lot of circuit training, or for example, I do a lot of HIIT training, I'll choose other workout, or I'll do circuit workout, or if I'm running, I choose to run. So you get, again, really nice workout experience. The other thing I'll show you is there is a really nice feature that I use a lot, and that's the alarm. So I wake up extremely early, and you know, if your significant other doesn't want to hear the alarm going off, I actually sleep with my watch, and this is a very comfortable watch. So what I do is I set my alarm, and then my wrist vibrates to wake up. It's a great tool. I also know several friends who suffer from hearing loss or they're deaf. And instead of having a separate device that wakes them up, they're using a watch like this to vibrate and wake them up. And this gives them a lot of freedom and flexibility. Now, you'll also notice that I have here a different watch band. This is a watch band that I just added to the watch from a company called Strap Studio. And you'll notice it gives you a little different look, right? It's a sports band. This is the kind of look that you'll get. And again, this is the benefit of using a watch like this, the fact that you can have all these different type of bands. So that was our quick review of some of the cool features that you have on the watch, as well as some of the navigational aspects of it. We're going to do an in-depth review of the cellular capabilities in the next video. And if there's something that you're looking for, let me know in the comment area. But for now, that wraps up this video. I'll see you in the next one.